with the trailer for the new Fantastic Four film having dropped not too long ago, I thought to myself, why not get all of my Fantastic Four physical media stuff together and show it. So let's take a look at what I've got. Fantastic Four came out from Marvel Comics in 1961. It was the brainchild of Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, also known as the FF, or Marvel's First Family. It was a comic that gravitated towards readers and still goes strong today. Over the years, there have been many iterations in animated form and live action form of this Marvel's First Family, of this group of superheroes. Obviously, like I said, we have the new Fantastic Four film on the horizon from the MCU. I did do a talk about the trailer. Say what you will about it, but there we go. We'll see what that film holds. But I'll be honest, I actually got this lot out, or this stuff out, because I wanted to revisit the first two Fantastic Four films. By the first two, I mean the 20th Century Fox ones that came from the early 2000s. It's been some time since I last watched them, and having seen the trailer for the new film kind of made me wanted to give them a revisit. But I pulled all this stuff as well, and we're going to go through this kind of in order of release. So let's get to it. Okay, so when I say in order of release, that's kind of thrown out of the window straight away by this one here. Fantastic Four from 1994. This is the film that was produced by Roger Corman, and it never got released. It was never released. It was made on a budget of about $1 million. But in truth, the reason for it being made was none other than Roger Corman and that wanting to keep a hold of the rights for the Fantastic Four. And they had to have a movie in production by a certain date. Trailers were put out for this film and everything, only the film never got released ever. Much to the dismay of the cast and the people behind it. The film itself obviously is very cheap, but it does get a lot of stuff right in conjunction with the Fantastic Four and the world that they build. But yeah, it is a very, very cheap movie. Obviously, this here is a bootleg version because the film isn't officially available. And thusly, I had a bootleg version of it done, which I've had for a long time. Actually, my bootleg is actually DVD video, as you can see there, because this used to make the rounds at convention circuits and things like that, and thusly that's how I got it, and I got a case printed for it. Yeah, so moving on to the next one, the next part of my collection, and this is a kind of an adjacent to that, and it is a documentary, although it came out years later, and it is called Doomed. Yes, Doomed. This is the untold story of Roger Corman's The Fantastic Four. How many movies did Roger Corman make that never got released? One. Fantastic Four. Yeah, so this is a documentary that goes in depth about that film and exactly what went on with that film. And yeah, it's an interesting watch. It really is. Again, this was done as a bootleg, not an official release. These are only two bootlegs that I've got. Now, I know that a lot of people have issue with bootlegs, but come on, you can never get a hold of it any other way. That's, you know, there we go. So yeah, Fantastic Four and the accompanying documentary Doomed, which yeah is, you know, yeah, it's not a film that I visit often, obviously, but I did give it a visit a little while ago for a review. But there we go. So next up, obviously, live action, we move into the realm of Fantastic Four, the early 2000s. But before we get to that, I've got a few DVDs here that take a look at the animated series of Fantastic Four. Now, this is an animated series, again, that came out in the mid-90s, around 94, when that actual film was meant to be released. And it ran for 2 seasons and 26 episodes. And it's still sealed, actually. It's still sealed. I need to revisit these. I did buy these to watch. Never got around to it. I have seen them. I saw them back in the day. I've got a lot of love for that kind of era of Marvel animation. Marvel TV animation. The Hulk, Spider-Man, all that sort of stuff. And obviously the Fantastic Four. They were pretty good. And then we have that one there. There's Black Bolt on the back. Now, the characters from the Fantastic Four did appear in some other Marvel shows, animated shows at the time. The Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, they appeared in. They appeared in the Hulk, the animated Hulk cartoon series that was about in that era. And there we go. Yeah, so Fantastic Four. 3 volumes encompassing the entire animated series. Now, there is a kind of spin-off for this, and this isn't Fantastic Four, but I thought I would show it because it's kind of linked to it. And this one is extremely hard to get hold of, actually. When I last looked, this was actually commanding a fair bit of money, and it is the complete animated series, only 13 episodes of The Silver Surfer. Obviously, I've got it bagged for, I think that's how it came, actually, when I got hold of it. Yeah, and I do think that this does command a fair bit. I have seen it in a CEX. I think it was in CEX up in London. I wonder how much this actually goes for now on CEX. I will have a look afterwards. I'm not going to stop recording just to look. But, you know, it may have come down in price since then. It may have gone up. Who knows? Silver Surfer. Just a nice companion piece to that. So like I said, the early 2000s gave us 20th Century Fox producing their superhero movies, the Fantastic Four being one of them. And like I said, this is what I want to get into and re-watch, and I will re-watch these over the next few days, and I will bring a talk about these films and my thoughts on them when I do my next What Have I Been Watching video. So keep an eye out for that. Now, before I get into Blu-ray, let's have a look at this DVD collector's gift set that I have got for the first of the Fantastic Four films. And it is this little thing here. And this is what kind of made me think, oh, let's do a video, because this is quite a nice collectible piece. I picked this up at the time of release. I believe it to be yes, it's a Region 1. So it's an American collector's edition release, this is. You've got these nice little figures with it. So let's open it up and take a look. Okay, so this version here does come with a really nice looking, if I can get it out, like that. That's just a card to give you a backing. Like that, Fantastic Four, that sits behind the heroes, the figures, and inside we get a nice metallic looking slip box, like so, for the film. And we get a gatefold thing like this, with the characters on it. Obviously Chris Evans, Ian Griffith, Jessica Alba, and Michael Chiklis. And internally we have 2 discs like that, special features. Yeah, so that's, you know, it's quite a nice release in that regard in itself. And then obviously we get these 4 comic-y-esque figures. You got Mr. Fantastic there, Johnny Storm, Flame version, Suzanne Storm there, and Ben Grimm, aka the Thing, there. You can see through her legs, she's going half invisible. He's a bit stretchy, and you got a sort of Flame version of Johnny there. I shan't take them out. Well, sure, there's one. Look, I'll take that. I'll take Ben out. So like that. yeah, quite a nice release, which I have obviously kept a hold of for its uniqueness. You can probably get this on eBay for next to nothing now. I don't know. Like I said, I can't say that I've looked. And then let's move into the realm of the Blu-rays. So first up, we do have the first. I've got a bit of damage there, unfortunately. It's very tacky still. It was a sticker. You know, some of the Fox films did get these. I think it's HMV. These were HMV slips. I think I've got the Electra one. I don't have the one with the Silver Surfer on it for Rise of the Silver Surfer. I just have the first one like so. Yes. Like I said, I'm not going to talk about my thoughts on these films now. I'm going to give them a rewatch and give you my thoughts then. Next up, we have the 2-pack collection of Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. I never had these as an individual, or Silver Surfer as an individual release on Blu-ray. I did get them in this 2-pack, and I bet you that if I take a look at that receipt, let's have a look at how much it cost me. And I think I bought it from, I want to say that I bought this from Blockbuster Videos in Feltham, West London. So let's have a look. Blockbuster, Bedfont Lane, Feltham. Yes, I was at work at the time. I was at work, and on my break, I think I went in there and I picked this up. When did I buy it? Was there a date on here? There's got to be a date on here. I bought this on the 16th of the 7th, 2009. 12:49, so it would have been around lunchtime. And I paid £21.96. £21.96 for some reason. Some odd amount there, but yeah, it's all there on that receipt. £21.96. It's funny when you have memories of, I remember picking that up. I don't know why I remember that, but yeah. And also inside, I do actually have my Region 1 DVDs for Rise of the Silver Surfer as well. So yeah, I'm going to take that downstairs and watch that in a minute. I'm going to watch that tonight. Next up, after that, obviously, we come to the reboot. The reboot starring Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara and Jamie Bell. I'm looking down and reading that off of the case. Now, this Fantastic Four film, or Fan Four Stick, as it's otherwise become to be known, I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever given this film a rewatch. I'm sure that I tried on one occasion and failed miserably. However, that doesn't stop me having 2 copies of it. 2 copies, but there we go. And that's just the standard Amaray. I'll tell you why I got 2 copies of it. And then we have the steelbook with some nice debossing on it. You know, it's quite a nice steelbook as steelbooks go. It's not, you know, it's not a terrible steelbook. And inside we have, you know, that there. I won't be giving this one a rewatch, okay? Why, you know, I do like my superhero films. That's why I keep it in the collection. But the question is why do I have 2 copies of it? And this is the kicker, is because, you know, over there on the shelves, I do have a whole wealth of steelbooks for all the MCU stuff, and I have all of them as Amaray as well. I say all of them up to a certain point where I started to think better, you know, started to think in a different manner. And thing was, it was like, well, I want them here as a complete steelbook set, and I want them here as a complete Blu-ray set, whether it be Blu-ray or 4K. I think it probably changed from Blu-ray to 4K, either that or I kept with the steelbooks as 4K and I just got the Blu-ray Amarays to go there or something. And that was the same sort of thinking here as well, because, you know, me and comic books and all that sort of a thing. But my God, what stupidness, what a stupid way of thinking and collecting. Complete waste of money. Only need one version. There he goes with the 3 copies of Barbie back there. But yeah, so do you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And, you know I'm bad for it and have been, but let's hope that that's passed me by now. But yeah, there we go. So anyway, so that there is my complete sort of Fantastic Four on physical media. Far more than what you'd probably generally think that, you know, there is for the Fantastic Four. But yeah, all of that. So that's me done. Nice little look at this. And now I'm going to step away and go and watch the first one of these. Ready for my what have I been watching, where I'll share my thoughts and you can tell me your thoughts on it as well. Or you can tell me your thoughts on these in the comments down below. See you on